See, this is the thing, guys. Every single day you have to live life the best way you can. So if things are not working out for your life, then you got to do something about it. You have to understand you cannot just wait and stand still. You have to move throughout life. You have to be moving. So you have to move somewhere. So if you find yourself standing in one spot, for example, then you're dying. You're not growing. You're not growing the way you must be. So what you do in situations is you try to move around. Try to exercise, try to move around somewhere, try to do something that you've never done before. And try to get yourself in a situation where you're on top of life. Because when you're on top of life, things happen. I mean, you have to understand that it's much more about living life to the fullest every single day, making sure that you're growing yourself the best way you can. But it's also sometimes when you get negative, for example, you have to understand that the more negative you become, the tougher it is for you to come back from where you are. Yes, and so if things are not working out for you, then somehow you're going to become negative because things are not working out. But if you look at the things that you're doing right, for example, and you look at what you're doing right, for example, then you can always be positive about the things that you're doing right. But if you always look at what's happening in terms of your life that's happening in the wrong direction, you're always going to be upset. I promise you, when you look at things that is working, I promise you, when you look at aspects of your life that's actually working out for you, then you're going to be positive about it. But when you look at things that are not working out for you, and you look at that frame of mind, then you're always going to be negative because you're looking at things that are not working out for you. So you have to change up your mindset. You have to, every single day, do something that is going to work out for you. So, for example, in my life before, I had a lot of difficulty. I had a lot of difficulty breathing. Yes, and just breathing, just being able to breathe. And the reason for that is because I kept putting toxins in my body. Yes, and putting toxins in my body, and and I was always thinking what was happening to me instead of for me. Because the thing is that in life you have to look at things from a different perspective. And you have to keep changing approach. You have to keep changing your life to something different. So if you cannot do your passions, I promise you, if God put you in a situation where you can't do your passions, then sooner than later, God's going to change up your life. I promise you, God's going to put you in a situation where you can do your passions. You understand? But the thing is that if you feel that God's against you or that someone's against you, then it's much more how you feel that you are against yourself. Because when you think that people are against you or that God's against you, that's called paranoid schizophrenic, okay? But nobody's against you, I promise you. The thing is that people are here to help you, yes, but the thing is that sometimes people don't help you as much as you would like them to. So don't expect them to help you at all, yes. And so the thing is that I read a quote recently and it said that as soon as this person started to not expect things to happen, okay, his expectations reduced to ground zero. You understand? And everything else after that was a bonus for him. So what that means is, for example, I'll put it this way. I never expect anything to happen anymore. So everything that does happen for me is a bonus. You understand? So if I go poker today and I expect to win, most likely I will lose. But if I go to poker today and I don't expect to win, then there's a big chance that I'm going to have fun in the process and that I'm going to win because I don't expect to win. Yes, and the thing is that with poker and with life, don't expect to win. Expect yourself to do better. You understand? And now, if you expect yourself to do better, you might fail and you might disappoint yourself. So the thing is that recently, for example, in your life or anyone's life, if you help yourself in some kind of way to go a different direction every single time, then something different is going to happen in your life. Yes, and so recently I played poker, for example, at a strip bar for the first time in my life, and I've seen 20 girls with their tits out, for example, and showing their boobs and stuff. And it was it was a nice experience to see that. And it was the first time ever for me. But the thing is that if you see things from a different perspective, you can always embark on a journey. You understand? You can see your life as an interesting situation. So, for example, if you find yourself in an interesting situation, like in terms of anything that's happening, okay, if you look at your situation now and you say it's an interesting situation, so what kind of things can I do to make it more interesting? Can I call someone over? Can I be more alone? Can I do some passions? Can I do my passions? Can I help myself to strategize around life? Can I help myself to do something that I've never done? You understand? So you have to understand that God doesn't expect you to do anything in this life, you know? I promise you, if God expected from you a lot, or expected it from you something in life, or for you to do something in life, then God will be disappointed in himself and in you for expecting out of you what you can't give to God. You know, so God doesn't expect you to do anything, because otherwise God will be disappointed. You know, so if you expect other people to do something for you and they never do it, then you'll be disappointed in them, and you'll be disappointed in yourself for expecting them to do something for you, and because you expected them to do something for you, you know. So if you go festivals, or if you go anywhere around life, and whatever you do in life, you have to understand that life is a journey. Yes, and so never be down on yourself more than 1 second. Yes, and never be down on yourself at all. So try to look at things from a different point of view. So what that means is try to read more. Try to help yourself to do things that you've never done, okay? So when you do this for yourself, you always realize that there's always more that you can do for yourself to grow and for yourself to become that version of yourself that you need to be. In a sense, so if you find that people are giving you space, it's a good thing, okay? It's a good thing for people to leave you alone, for you to focus on your dreams, for you to have something of respect for yourself as well, and for you to go places that you've never been. But do you know what's interesting for me? I see when I speak, for example, when I talk so much in terms of content and doing a lot of knowledge around work of love and work of everything, I find myself being a perspective of mind. I find myself having an attractive nature about me. And now, my attractive quality is that, for example, when I speak words, I can teach people a lot of things, but I don't teach people up front. You know, so I don't teach them in front of their face what to do, unless they ask me personally what I think. So I never try to give my advice to people unless they ask for it, you know. But when I go on the internet, I just go and place my advice out there as much as possible. I try to put out my information out there just to help someone in need, so that I can benefit myself and them to have a greater life. Yes, and so that's the point of living. And if you don't have meaning in life, then it's because of something that you're not giving. Okay, you're not giving enough. Okay, so when you feel that you're giving enough to people, that's when your life attracts meaning. Okay, you attract meaning through what you do. And now, many people are wasting time today. They're working for money, they're chasing money, they're not doing their passions. And I promise you, most people are not believing in them. I promise you, the thing is that there are a lot of problems in life, you know, but there's also a lot of solutions. And now you can think about it negatively, or you can think about it positively, you know. So if you can't be alone with yourself, then there's a problem with you, okay? If you feel that you need people around you all the time to live life, then there's something wrong with you, okay? But the thing is that nothing is wrong with you, okay? But the thing is that you need to be able to be alone. You need to be able to be alone and not need other people to live life, okay? You must never rely on something outside of yourself to live life, you understand? And now all you must rely on in life is God. You understand? Now, when you rely on God to give you what you need, God will always provide for you. God will give you enough, okay? So the thing is that many people are put through different situations in life. Some people go to prison, some people die earlier, some people have no family, some people are homeless on the street, Some people have fast cars. Some people have real estate. Some people have a wife and kids. Other people have, I promise you, other people are single. I promise you, everyone's different. Everyone's living their life differently. Some people don't have clothes to put on. So you have to realize that if you realize that you're in a unique situation, no matter what you are doing, you're always in this unique perspective. And now you have to be your best friend. Yes, and you have to be your best friend in life. And I promise you, when you are your best friend in life, what happens is you start attracting quality in your life. Okay? And now, if you have trouble moving around, then it's because something in you is preventing you from doing what you need to do. Okay? So if you find yourself preventing yourself from blossoming and from prospering and from being rich and from having great health, if you find yourself preventing yourself from having great health, then it's because of your habits. It's because of something that you're doing or something that you're putting in your body that's not helping you to breathe properly and that's not helping you to live a great life. Yes, and so if I don't do life coaching daily, then I'm losing my mind. Yes, and why is that? Because with life coaching, I like to speak, I like to teach, I like to give out as much as possible in terms of information. And now, you have to realize, when I give out as much as possible, I'm the happiest. I'm the happiest when I'm giving. Yeah. I promise you, I could be giving music, I could be giving silence, I could be giving life coaching lessons, I could be giving myself love, I can be giving just anything around life. And I'll be happy on my own, I'll be happy. But the way to true happiness is to understand that happiness is with you always. To understand that you never chase happiness, because happiness is already who you are. You are born with happiness. You have happiness inside of you. So if you seek happiness inside of you, and you seek happiness always inside of you, you always realize that you always find it. You'll find what makes you happy and do what makes you happy. So don't play poker when you're not happy. Don't play anything. Don't do anything when you're not happy. Okay? But the thing is that if you try to seek out to give when you're unhappy, you'll become more happier in the process because you'll be figuring yourself out. And now the whole point of life is to figure yourself out more than anything else. To figure out what makes you tick and to figure out what makes you angry and what makes you upset and what makes you happy. Okay, and what makes you a better person. So if you adjust, I promise you, if you keep adjusting to something new, then you'll always benefit yourself in the long run because you always have new experiences. So sometimes it can get really tough to give to other people because you're not in the situation to be giving. But the thing is that God puts you in those situations to test you. Yes, and God, for example, is always putting you in situations where He wants to see how much you love Him. Okay? So the thing is that if you love God all the way, then you'll do what God needs you to do. Yes, and so you need to do what you need to do for your sake and for God's sake. Okay? Because God's giving you life. Okay? God gave you life. God breathed in, I promise you, God breathed into you air. And then from that point on, you started living. Okay? We are all made from dust. Okay? We are all made from nothing in life. We came into this world with nothing. We'll leave this world with nothing. Yeah? But the best journey in life is what you have given in this life. Yes, and what you have given in terms of words, how you have helped people, what you have done for yourself and other people, how you have contributed to other people and yourself. In a sense, so sometimes people are not in the best situation to do things, and that can totally make them handicapped. But look at, for example, many people in life who have no legs, they have no arms. And you have to understand, for example, Nick Vujicic, this guy has no legs and arms, and he's still out there treasuring God, and he's still out there, for example, being positive and going around the world and public speaking and all this stuff. I promise you, many people have talents for something, and you have to find your own talent. So the thing is that when I do my content and when I do everything about myself giving to other people, I feel not enough people are hearing me out. And now, is that a good thing or a bad thing? I promise you, either way, God's always giving exactly what I've given out to the world. But God wants me to learn from my mistakes and to learn from my way of thinking. You understand? He wants me to learn from my way of thinking more than anybody else's kind of thinking. Okay? God wants me to think in a way that's going to benefit my life. Okay? So the more you think, the more you suffer. Okay? Life is not thinking. Life is about not thinking. Okay? But then again, you cannot stop yourself from thinking. You can never stop the mind from thinking. So the thing is that everyone's suffering. Okay? No matter what. I promise you, some people are suffering because they're not living their dreams. Other people are suffering because they're going to a 9-to-5 job. I promise you, other people are suffering because they're in debt. I promise you, other people are suffering because their kids are taking so much money away from them. But the thing is that, then again, whatever's taking things from you is making you happier. You understand? Because the thing is that you have to learn to lose things as well. You have to learn to be a loser and a winner at the same time. You cannot just be a winner. Imagine, I promise you, you cannot be a winner all the time, okay? You cannot be always winning, okay? But the thing is that you're already always winning because you have God. And now the thing is that in life you have to learn to lose and you have to learn to win. You understand? You have to be a good loser to be a good winner. You understand? So you have to realize that you have to go aspects of life that are going to help you. You have to every single day do as much as possible for yourself. I mean, keep yourself in mind. You know, keep yourself still, move around, help yourself to engage with life, engage with people, talk with them. You know, talk with people. But the thing is that the more you talk with people, the more they might hate you at first. But the thing is that the more you care for other people, the more they'll care for you. What you give to other people is what they give to you. So the thing is that if you're afraid to open up to people, then the thing is that it's because of something that you're doing in your life that's preventing you from opening up. And now, I promise you, most people in this world are afraid to be themselves. They're afraid to be real. I promise you, they're afraid to speak the truth. You understand? They're afraid to live the life of their dreams. Do you know why? Because other people don't believe in them. You understand? People need validation from other people. But as soon as you start validating yourself more than other people validate you, you understand that's true life. That's what life is all about. Life is about remaining optimistic in the most difficult circumstances. And now, don't expect other people to give you money. Don't expect for a paycheck to come into your account. Don't expect anything from other people. But if you just go out there and just learn all that information, you will find a way, because that's God. God is through all that information. God is everywhere in that information. You have to understand. So God guides you through information. God guides you through music. And the more you're willing to learn what God is, the more God will help you. So you are ultimately learning how to open up to God. Do you understand? And not to open up to other people, but to open up to God. You understand? And the more you are afraid of God and opening up to God, the more you won't live life the way you want to live life. And now you have to understand that you have to get yourself in situations, and now realize everyone's got something in life that everyone's got something in life that they need to improve upon. I promise you, everyone in life has to improve upon something. So you have to find what you need to improve upon, and every single day stay consistent about improving yourself through all aspects of life. You understand? So if you're wasting your time, and if you're wasting your dreams, and if you're wasting everything about yourself, I promise you, somewhere down the line, you're going to learn something. Okay, you're going to learn something either way throughout life, and that's a bonus. I promise you, what you learn about life is a bonus. So every single day, try to learn the most you can, because that's happiness. Happiness is when you're learning. Okay, school isn't year 12, and you have to understand, school isn't high school. School is life. Life is a school. So even after high school, even after elementary school, you're still going to learn. You're still going to be able to grow. You're still going to be able to do things. And now, if you find yourself not going out to places, or not going clubbing, or not going festivals, or you're not going around women or men, or you're not seeking love from anyone, or you're not trying to rush things, for example, then you'll find somewhere in that, you'll find peace, okay? But you'll never find peace if you're not in a better place. So the ultimate thing of life is to get yourself into a better place, into a better situation, into a better frame of mind. You understand? So you have to understand that nobody's smarter than you in life. I promise you, there are people out there who have lived more than you, and they have certain information more than you, but no one's really smarter than you. I promise you, everyone's doing nothing in this world. You understand? Everyone's equal to some degree. You understand? So the thing is that everyone's always somewhere in the middle. You understand? So comparing with yourself with other people is something that you can see, and you don't need to even compare. You can see that. You can see the truth. But the truth can never be explained. You can see your situation, your eyes, your body, your feelings, your breathing, can see what you need to do right now to make that next step into a better direction. You can see your next steps. And as long as you don't move forward in your next steps, then you'll be either living a greater life, or you either be living a worse life. You understand? But make sure you understand that Winston Churchill said that if you're going through hell, keep going. Yeah? Try to endure it. Try to endure everything. Try to be so patient with everything. And now, it's a nice thing to go around people and stuff like that. But if you go around other people, then you're letting your dreams go. You understand? Because other people are the ultimate criticizers. They will criticize you for why they can't achieve their dreams and why you can. So if you go somewhere in life where you can be patient, where you can be doing you, where you can be happy, that's the ultimate thing. So don't worry about anything else, and just understand something. Just be happy. I promise you, that's the number one key of life. Be happy. Regardless of your circumstances, regardless of what's going on, regardless of how you are or how other people are to you, regardless of how other people take advantage of you, or regardless of anything in life, I promise you, if you can be happy, I promise you, then you can live, okay? Then you can live a life. And now, try to every single day be as happy as you can. Try to understand, to remain optimistic about your situation, because it can always be worse. It can always be worse. You have to understand. So the thing is that you need to go and do things that is ultimately going to benefit you in the process. So the thing is that sometimes in life, you're put in difficult situations because God is testing you, because God wants to see how are you going to recover from this. And it's not going to get any easier. But life is not getting any easier. And through life, you're going to gain more responsibility. And so you're going to be more responsible throughout life. So the thing is that the longer you live, the more responsible you are, and the more mature you are. So the thing is that if people are doing a lot of drugs out there, the thing is that they're living a short life. You know, I promise you, those people who do a lot of drugs or smoke cigarettes or whatever, in terms of drugs, I promise you, they're going to live a short lifestyle. I promise you, they're going to live an instant gratification lifestyle. But if you look at the long term and you look at life, that faith will get you there. That if you have faith And I promise you, you do have faith. I promise you, everyone in this life has faith. You have to understand that you need to grow. You need to, every single day, build upon who you are. You have to understand the building blocks of life. You have to grow yourself in a way that you've never grown before. And the best way to do that is to read more. Yes, and read more information. And now, if you have a problem reading information, then you have a problem living life. Okay? You have to understand reading is a part of education. And the more you educate yourself about everything, the more chances you have of success. So if you spend more time alone and just reading while they're partying, you're going to be happier, because the thing is that information will guide you to where you want to go. But then again, it's not just about reading, it's about doing things. It's about experiencing new things. It's about experiencing life. And now, nobody's perfect, I understand that. But the thing is that you can never be perfect either. Okay, you are already perfect the way you are. But the thing is that you need to understand that, and you need to realize that that you can always have a better life. You can always achieve more. You can always achieve a greater way of life. And you have to believe in yourself, because if you don't believe in yourself, nobody can do it for you. Nobody can believe in you as much as you believe in yourself. So if you believe in yourself less and less throughout time, then the thing is that you might cause yourself suicide. You understand? So what you have to understand is hope is everything. Have hope. Have hope. Never give up. Make sure every single day you stand up for yourself. Make sure you talk up for yourself. Make sure you get what you need in terms of words and in terms of everything. Get what you need. That's only what you need. Okay? Make sure you understand. As long as you have a roof over your head, you have food and drinks, you have clothing, and you have a little bit of money or enough of money to just get by, I promise you that's all you need to do. You understand? But sometimes in life, people want more, and people go for it. I promise you, people try to thrive throughout life. People try to have more of everything, you know? And that's why they always that's why they're always dissatisfied, because they always want more. But when you want just enough, when you just need enough, okay, you're going to get enough, and then you're going to be happy with enough. Okay, enough is enough. In a sense, so the thing is that you have to really be outrageous with yourself in a way that you're growing. Okay, you have to every single day make sure that you're prospering in some kind of way. You understand? Because that's life. That's what things are made of. That's what everything is made of. Is just this one essence. Okay, one essence of life, and that's God. So you have to grow. You have to make sure that you remain positive as much as possible, grow as much as possible, live as much as possible. That's the number one rule of life, and that's how you actually get somewhere.